I'm here today with Azzam Fakhriddin, a producer on Palestine 36. He's known for his work in business and historical preservation, and he's been a focal point in making this historical epic come to life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having us. We're basically in your home.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming. And thank you for this.
Thank you for having us. You are very successful in the business world. What made you decide to take the risk and produce such a historical epic?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just about the business. My perspective on this is more on the historical side. It's very important for me, for the world to know the truth about Palestine. And Anne-Marie, Jasser, and Osama are friends of mine, and they told me about this project 6 years ago. And to me, it was also very emotional because it's about the 1936 revolt. And I personally have a certain connection with that because my grandfather was part of that revolt. And my dad, born in 1932, the first time as a refugee was 1938 when they had to leave. He was one of the, the revolutionaries who had to leave. So, when they told me about this story and the size of this movie and the kind of actors that they wanted to have in, I was taken in immediately. So I had mainly the emotional side and the patriotic side, but I realized that the way when I read the script and saw what Anne-Marie was going to do, I felt that it will be also financially smart to be part of this movie. It will be a completely different production to any Palestinian movie before.
Speaking of mega stars, what was it like having stars like Jeremy Irons, Liam Cunningham?
I mean, it's great. It's great because, I mean, these people, Jeremy Irons is British, but he's still talking about the involvement of Britain in what happened in Palestine. And the whole ensemble of the actors, I mean, Jeremy Irons, Liam Cunningham was Irish, then you have Zafar Abdin who's Tunisian, then you have great Palestinian actors, Hiyam Abbas and Saleh Bakri and Yasmin al-Masri, and then you have newcomers, I mean, Kareem and Yafa and the young kids. It's just, when I read the whole script and realized who's going to be put into this movie, I realized it's going to be very special. And I became involved not just financially, but also with the whole production and with the financing, because I realized that this is a movie that's going to be different, and it's really going to talk about a period of time that a lot of people don't know about. I mean, people always talk about the 1948 Nakba, and they think this is where the problem started. While a lot of people and a lot of scholars say the first Nakba is 1936. When that revolt happened and it was suppressed by the British, and then they slowly started handing the land to the Zionists. So, answering you, saying, this whole package made me realize as an investor that this can be something big and can have actually returns.
You had to move the movie set from Palestine to Jordan due to Israeli aggression. What was that like?
It was crazy because, the whole movie preparation started 6 years ago, way before October 7th. And there was a whole year of preparation in Palestine, in a village next to Salfit. And there was major restoration to that village. There was like crops being planted, there was tanks being done, and we were ready. I mean, we were ready, and the financing was done. We were ready to have the first shooting on the 14th or 15th of October. So it was just crazy that, like, just a week before, when everybody was getting ready to start the shooting, October 7th happened. And for a period of time, we didn't know if this was going to be a short-lived war or, just like wars before, 2 months, 3 months. But then we realized this is a much bigger scale than the usual. And then that's when we decided we need to have Plan B. And we had different options, but we thought Jordan would be the perfect solution, because also our connections with the Royal Film Commission, His Royal Highness Prince Ali, Her Royal Highness Princess Reem helped a lot. And the typography, you talk about Ajloun, you talk about Salt, you talk about Karak, which is very, very similar to Palestine. I mean, before Sykes-Picot, it was one country. So as much as it was really hard, but the team, everybody was doing things with love, including international stars. Jeremy Irons was saying, whenever you're ready, I'm coming at any time. And it came out really beautiful because people did it with love and people did it with conviction.
And what happened to that village that you helped restore?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's now. I don't know if settlers went in. You know, I hear a lot of harm has done to that restoration. It's a pity because a lot of the local communities helped in that restoration and helped in the production. But you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's in the West Bank, and you know how it is with the settlers. I mean, you know, when they see anything looking good, they don't want it to be looking good. So it's a shame. But at least we were able to put this movie into place, and you know it has become already an epic tale that's spreading all around the world.
And I think that part, it mirrors the theme of displacement in the movie because it actually happened in real life.
Absolutely. I mean, I always tell Anne-Marie we should be doing a movie about the making of the movie because it's very similar, and it's very similar to the story. And it just shows, and when people see the movie, they will see that the British have taught the Zionists everything, what they did in the 1936 revolt and before. I mean, everything that we see the Zionists doing right now and the settlers is what the British used to do to the Palestinians before.
Truly, the blueprint.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as I said, you know, you're asking about that village. It's exactly what happened in 1936 in villages.
And when you were restoring that village, did that feel like a filmmaker, or was it just a part of you that wanted to preserve?
Well, I mean, I wasn't involved there because I don't live in Palestine, and it's hard for me to go in for certain reasons. But I mean, I was following up every day with them, and on the phone, and we're having briefings, and it was very exciting, of course. Because we reached a point where everything is ready, and I saw the whole how it was before, and through the pictures and videos how it became. But then again, October 7th happened, and then we had to really put our emotions aside and make this great movie happen. To me personally, I feel that this movie is beyond just awards. When I got involved in it, it wasn't because of the awards. I wanted people to watch this movie, to know the truth, and to create a conversation afterwards.
Yes.
And this is what happens in every screening we do. There's always a conversation. People go back and start thinking, and people start sending me WhatsApps. So this happened and this happened. And to me, this is very, very important. I think art and I think cinema and all forms of cultural awareness is a really, really strong form of resistance. Because that's, there's different kinds of resistance, but this is very, very effective because it talks to the hearts of the public and the masses. And I believe that, masses are the ones who make changes around the world much more than governments. So to me, this is a very, very important aspect of this whole filmmaking.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your commitment.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.